One match for all the marbles. And obviously there's a big difference in prize money between first and second, but this is a prestige event. The money is, I can't say it's secondary, but it's almost secondary.
I picked up my sheet, John, when you said that. You said the marbles. The marbles are certainly important, but the money, top prize, almost $8,000.
Yes, indeed.
Well, Billy's coming out aggressive with his hammer.
Interesting. Certainly didn't have nearly the float that we saw in the last game. I don't know if there's a big difference in speed between these two boards.
Well, when they were practicing, this board looked pretty quick. I think this board's a little bit faster than the last one they were on. It's usually the fastest board in the house. It has been this week. Billy's going aggressive again.
Well, aggressive but wide open. Well, big shot here, of course.
Oh, he missed it.
Wow, that was not very close.
No, he had a good opportunity there and come up short.
And for the third time in 4 games, he's got himself in a hole right out of the gate with the hammer.
Nice slide.
Yep, I don't know if Bill Melton is playing. I don't see him right here behind us, but if he is watching this, he's thinking to himself, that's not the way I taught you, boy.
Roger came out a little bit different this game. He's going crosses instead of down the rails.
And is that because you think the board is more conducive to crosses, or maybe that he wasn't really quite in stroke as well as he would have liked?
I think he wasn't in stroke. I think if he's going crosses right now, I think he's more comfortable. Obviously, he's testing Billy's left. Billy's all over that one. Nice slide.
Yeah, I haven't really watched any games on board 12, so I'm not sure how those rails are where they get deep. They don't look quite as touchy as they did on the board they just came off of.
This right shot, this right-hand cross here is very touchy. If he comes up a little light, it's going to come in, and if he shoots it too hard, it's going to dump.
Oh, nice medium speed there.
Starting to come back. Nice shot.
All right, and ties the game up. Yep, and there he is just practicing the shot that he missed last time. Get a little better feel of how much it curves.
That shot.
And while he's practicing it, he also happens to throw a 4 up there.
That last shot, he shot it that it hangs, stays straight over there. It doesn't come back. He just didn't get it over the last time.
Well, Home Topic Realty in Houston, Texas proudly sponsors our telecast. If you want an advantage in the Houston, Texas real estate market, don't hesitate to call or contact Home Topic Realty. Visit them on the web at hometopicrealty.com.
Yeah, looks like Roger's continuing to try and check out the speed there. Not sure that Billy wanted to stick that based on the speed that he shot it. But It does happen to be in the spot where Roger just practiced, so we'll see how it turns out.
Well, it looks like Roger's debating on whether to go around it or not. It's not his hammer. He is going to go around it. No, it is Roger's hammer.
Well, that looks pretty firm. Well, I would expect Billy to try the exact same shot, try and put it in there and put some pressure on Roger early in the game.
I think he has to go the other side. He's going for the
He's
bump
trying
up.
to bump it. Ooh. Yeah, looks like he's all over it. And that's one of the reasons why Bill Melton is not a big fan of bumping weights. If you don't make a perfect shot, you let your opponent off the hook. If you try and pass it and make a bad pass shot, you generally at least got half the weight hidden. If you make a bad bump, the weight's wide open.
Yeah.
Roger won yesterday. That wasn't match one.
Yeah, Billy won the first match of today, so we're going into the rubber match, which is the finals, is the championship. It's the best 2 out of 3. Whoever wins is going to be the North American Shuffleboard Championship for 2015.
So yes, as Billy tries for his first, Roger tries to become the 5th player with more than one title.
Which is hard to do. There's only 2 players that have done it 6 times, which is an incredible achievement.
It really is that the 2 players account for almost half the total wins in the history of the tournament. And we have 2 other players, Kelly Cameron and Dan Hitt, with 2 wins each. And 9 players with a single title.
Nice stick.
Yep, didn't take any time with that. He's
Billy's going
Billy's
for the
looking
leg.
pretty comfortable right now. I'm certainly expect that this is going to be an aggressive stroke.
It's looking good.
Ties the game up 4 apiece.
That's a nice solid leg. Looks like they're both kind of settled in a little bit. Looks like Billy's really comfortable with the stroke.
Not really where you want to put your first weight when you don't have the hammer. It looks like Roger's going to go in there.
Looks a little hot. Oh,
Yeah, it didn't really look like it was coming back anyway, even had the speed been right. Maybe that there's not really a good go around there. Could also be we're about to find out.
is he going for the
Going
tap
for
up?
the bump up again.
Well,
Well,
doing
good
that
thing
doesn't
he's
really give
already
him a pass shot either now.
Yep. All right, just going to try and take up some board. Roger's just going to hit this weight.
How many years now, John, have this tournament been going on?
This is number 26. And the last 25 at the Sands.
And
1 year in Vegas, it really wasn't the right fit for us. And the Sands, it would have been, I couldn't have gone to the drawing board and dreamed up a better partner than they have been for this event.
that's a great place to play. So we looking forward to another 10, 20 years?
I hope I'm around for at least that many. We are signed on here through 2020, and recent history continues. By the time we get to 2018, we'll be talking about extending it another 3 or 4 or 5 years. Meanwhile, in recognition of the terrific partners that they have been for the event, we'll be honoring the owner of the Sands, Ferenc Zoni, on Friday night with the Saul Lipkin Award, the highest award issued by the Shuffleboard Federation. Be one of the very rare situations where we've actually have dual winners, the other being Gordy Smith, who's been the primary goodwill ambassador between the players in the U.S. and Canada, and he's pretty much responsible for the large number of Canadians that attend this tournament every year.
Well deserved.
Gordy's also the owner of Eagle Shuffleboard, which made all of these scoreboards for us, and an integral part of the NASC staff.
Well, we're back to action here, and Billy throws a right cross, tight against the rail. Nice shot.
Yeah, most players would shoot at that right cross, as you alluded to previously. Roger's a terrific span shooter down the rails, but he really has struggled a little bit.
I was surprised with that shot because that shot is such a touch shot on that rail because if you go hold it too tight, it's going to dump, and if you come off it like you did, it's going to bend in. I would have shot that right-handed.
Yeah, me too. Well, gets himself not out of trouble, but
I think this is a hammer coming up.
Yep. Well, looks like good speed.
Come up a little
just
short.
a little short.
2 points
But,
there is big.
Yep. Happy to be on 6.
Yeah,
Obviously,
like-
he would have liked more, but it was at 3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
How long you been playing this game, John?
Since 1976. Haven't played much here over the years. I tried it last year in honor of the 25th anniversary, and it was a quick exit and an ugly performance. I came to the conclusion a long time ago, if I try and play here, I end up doing 2 things mediocre, running a mediocre tournament and playing poorly. So the focus has been just trying to provide the best possible experience for the players and to build it into the event that it's become.
I'll tell you what. To me, this is one of the most addictive sports that there is. It's so much fun, and there's so much strategy.
Yeah, but it is interesting because my primary business is selling shuffleboard tables. Most of that's in the residential market, and so many of my customers over the years are people that bought a shuffleboard table shortly after playing the game for the first time, or on vacation somewhere and just played it, and then a lot of times they don't even know how to keep score, but it just gets in their blood right away. As you said, it's a very addicting game. And not unusual to see in a bar situation where people that are not experienced players get up on a table and they'll stay there till they kick them out and tell them that's it, last call, you got to go home.
Well, Roger just legged a deuce, tied it up, 6-6.
Yeah, with both players having gotten that first match of the day under their belt, I'm expecting a knockdown drag out for the title here.
Yeah, I think they're warmed up and the jitters are pretty much out, even though this is very critical games.
Yeah, the first match of the day, regardless of how long you've been playing or your experience level, players are often not quite as loose and not necessarily in stroke. I'm expecting less mistakes than we saw out of the previous match.
Nice smooth stroke. Nice stick.
Yeah, I can tell by the speed that he's shooting the weights that he's pretty comfortable Those are all shot stick speed. And Roger doesn't seem to have any problem shooting that shot right cross, which makes it, again, a little more puzzling that he elected to go with the span shot down the rail last time. I would think he'll probably be shooting that shot right cross for the duration of the match.
Looks like he's no, he's going back to the left. I thought maybe he'd try to shoot a right cross to see where it went.
Yeah. Ultimately, though, the one shot that Billy has struggled with over the course of the match has been the left cross. So
It could have been just that board too. I'm not sure.
Absolutely could be, but I would certainly expect Roger to try and get the left cross figured out and challenge Billy if an opportunity or the need to challenge him comes up.
I think Roger tried to put a deep deuce in there, or a shallow deuce in there for Billy to stick.
Billy's been shooting into that rail and letting it swing back. He may have tried to block that lane, but yep, another
solid deuce.
Solid deuce. And I think with where we are in the match right now, whoever has the lead is probably going to be playing short weights. In this case, it happens to be Billy.
Keep him off the leg, keep him off the feel.
And most importantly, stay out of trouble.
The short game is such a critical part of the game, too.
Yep, so many ways to use that strategy.
Well, it controls the game, and it also stops the other person from getting the feel.
Yep, absolutely, and I don't think that any player, regardless of how proficient they are, really enjoys playing it. It's the kind of thing that if you play it long enough, you can sometimes get a mistake out of your opponent just because they're sick of it.
It looks a little hot.
Ooh. Not much. Not much hot. It almost looked like it was going to pull up there right at the end.
It's what I call an iffy. If it stops, it's a 4. If not, it's off. Well, he's wanting him to stick.
Billy feels good. Yep.
Ooh.
Ooh. Well, he didn't want to stick, and he certainly didn't. And of course, I say that he didn't want to stick. That's based on the speed that he threw it.
Do you think Roger's going to try and go around it here since he threw off? Start playing a little aggressive because he might think that he's at a
wouldn't think
disadvantage?
so. I certainly wouldn't. You're still only one lag down, but it looks like he's going to go ahead and try and go in there.
When he started putting them weights in the middle, that's what I thought he was trying to do.
The game can get away from you in a hurry if this backfires.
I think he's being a little bit, maybe a little impatient.
A little premature, yeah, a little impatient there. Curious to see whether Billy tries to bump this or sticks the red one. Well, not an overly difficult combination for Roger. I would expect him to just bail out here and let Billy lag on a clear board. It looks like what he's going to do.
Exactly what he did. Billy cannot leg off here. He needs to score.
No, and he made this mistake on the other game, lagging off at 8. He certainly wants to score here and be the first guy on 9.
I always say shoot for a deep one, shallow deuce in this situation. And he got a deep one, which puts him in one full hammer control.
Yeah, which reminds me of our old friend Billy Mays, who had that, one of his favorite expressions, the scared deuce. You throw the big one and hope it somehow just skids in that extra few inches and you make 2 out of it.
Yeah, we just lost. He was a great player. We lost him this last couple months ago. And
it looked like Roger tried to bump that weight up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I learned an awful lot from Billy. Billy went back to the short game, tried to control it.
Yeah, I would expect Billy to play short anytime he has the lead at this point in time.
Absolutely.
Roger just needs to be patient. He's a great lagger. You don't want to press it. Really surprised at that decision.
I think he tried to put it over there tight on the rail because he had that short weight there to help to block
Yeah,
the right
but
cross.
Billy's solid enough. He's got the span shot or cross. There's any number of ways he could have stuck that. You damn sure don't want to be lagging against two. Absolutely critical that he scores here. And looks like a pretty good speed. Lagged himself a
Solid
good solid two. Big shot.
Billy taking that one last frame was big. He still has a 1 point lead with the hammer. Still keep a one hammer control. Board's floating good.
Yep. Well, I would expect Billy here to just throw a short weight here and protect his hammer.
Trying to pin it on that rail.
Yeah, good point because he did get a miss out of there earlier.
Roger shot that one down the rail jersey instead of a thumb shot like he normally does.
This is Melton Senior. Might want to pan the camera in between frames. All right. Here we go. Sure, Billy's looking to throw himself a big two or probably a three here if he can.
He pushed that one.
He doesn't want it to go off, that's for sure.
He pushed that one.
Oh. And ties up the game. Kind of a big mistake. Hey, Bill.
We got Bill Melton here.
Indeed we do. The great Bill Melton standing to my left watching his son Billy try and win his first championship here at the North American Championships.
And Bill's one of the two players that only won it 6 times.
Yes, indeed.
And I say only 6, which is a great accomplishment.
Right now, he looks a lot more serious than the younger Melton.
Sure we know who you're rooting for, Bill.
Stick and slide, no.
Well, that's a
That rail's
pretty
gonna dump.
aggressive stroke there. Yeah, it didn't look good when he let it go.
If you hit them too early, they're going to dump. If you'd have hit it farther down the rail, I don't think it would have dumped.
Looked a little uncharacteristically jerky on his stroke, which don't usually see out of Billy.
Well, is he going to
No,
play this
yeah.
aggressive, or is he going to turn around and knock it off? He's kind of studying it. He might look like he's going to play it aggressive. Nope, he's going to.
Well, if he shoots a freehand, we know that he's going in behind it.
Right. I think if he goes freehand, he's got to go on the left-hand side of it because the right hand stays flat.
What do you think, Bill? Would you be passing this weight at this score? I don't know if you caught that or not on the audio, but yeah, Bill says, Bill Melton Sr., a great many-time champion, said I wouldn't be passing the weight anywhere at this score.
That's going to stay flat.
Yeah, that's the. Yeah, and you certainly don't want to be lagging against 2 at 9-9. That's exactly what he's got himself into now.
Looks like good speed. Better slow
That's
down.
no one.
Great leg. Great leg.
Looks like got in there for a 3.
Yep. Roger's got 2 hammers to go out. Billy's got 1 potentially.
Well, I'm glad I didn't have to make that shot lagging against 2 weights at that score. Good. That's the kind of thing that'll shorten up your stroke a little bit.
Well, they're playing the short game here, stick for stick.
Well, I understand that you and Billy did a lot of practicing before the tournament. I understand that you and Billy did a lot of practicing before the tournament this year. No way. Well, he told us he'd been practicing with you.
He's been practicing by himself.
Roger Pittens went on the deep right
Well,
corner.
He's looked pretty comfortable all week. Well, he's we all made the comment that he's more focused than we've ever seen him at this tournament.
Roger looks like he's going for his leg.
Yeah, I'm expecting this to be very deep or off. He's certainly not going to back off on it.
Solid deuce.
Yeah, I'm sure he wanted the 3 there, but he's giving himself a chance. If Billy doesn't lag out, then Roger's got to be thinking back-to-back deuces, and maybe he gets it done. There aren't many sure things in life, but I'm pretty sure that Billy is not going to pass any weights this frame.
I wouldn't
Nope.
think so. Roger might
Nope.
know.
Yeah, Roger might, and I don't think Billy wanted to stick that weight. You know, shooting a span shot usually means he's shooting at the weight.
No, he's trying to go around it. Looks a little
Must
hot. Do you take
Yeah,
the
it's
chance
not-
of going in now, or do you turn around and cover it short?
Oh, I
Block
definitely
that
wouldn't.
hole.
I definitely wouldn't cover it short and just leave Roger, more opportunities and more angles. I think he either has to try and go in there. Well, you called it. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but
Rob 49, they need you.
I can tell by the way Billy's looking at that weight, it didn't end up right where he wanted it to.
I think he went a little deeper.
The way he's looking at it, I think he's thinking that Roger might try and go in between those weights, right cross.
He's studying it pretty hard.
Yeah, I think it got it over a little further left than what
No,
he
he
wanted.
went for the stick.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Smart shot.
Yeah, ultimately not a bad strategy if Roger can force him to stick for 2. I mean, obviously better if you can hold him to 1 point, but most important thing, obviously, is to make sure Roger doesn't have a chance to go out, or Billy does not have a chance to go out. didn't want. That's. Yep, the look on his face says it all.
Well, he's definitely got to keep this on.
He's fully expecting Billy to go out.
As he should.
As he should.
Looks pretty good. Looks a little hot. Better slow down.
No, that's right in there.
No.
He actually needs to get up a little.
Well,
he would like to have gone out there, but you darn sure can't lag off.
No.
Billy needs to throw this first one off and just keep the board clean and let Roger do whatever leg he's going to do. But Roger can leg a 4 and still win.
Yep, and meanwhile over on board 1, we were in right down to the last couple of points in the game, 19-20. In that division, it's a 21-point game if it goes a second round. So Roland is thinking about this real hard.
Billy stuck a weight that he didn't want to stick. Gives Roger an opportunity to go around it left-handed. He's got to take his time here. It's a very critical shot.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be overly deep. He just needs to get in there where Billy can't hit it and give himself a chance to lag a 3.
Oh, it dumped. It dumped.
Boy.
Hit it too early.
Critical mistake.
Well, do you block the board up here? Looks like what he's going to do.
I darn sure would. I'd try and put it dead even with that blue weight right in between that and the rail. Pretty much right where that is. It's a hair deep. Been a little shallower. He'd have cut off some more board, but I think we don't like to be in that position right there.
Dumping, yep. Well, Billy just won the first one.
Kind of an unexpected ending there after such a tight game.
Well, Roger's been like freehand every game we've been watching, and that's the first time he's really had to go right cross.
Good point. Good point.
So the players will take a couple minutes break and come.